What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, man, it's finally here, bro. Battlefield 6 is here. Well, at least the beta is, alright? At least this the beta, alright? It's not the full game, but it's the beta, but it's still here. And we're finally able to get our hands on Battlefield 6. And kind of get an idea of what we're going to be expecting here coming in the next couple of months when we have the release here in October. Some things I want to go over real quick with you are just some of the things that I like and dislike about the game, just my overall opinion on it. Also, don't mind the trash gameplay in the background. Your boy is having a real rough time getting into the the Battlefield vibe. I mean, even Call of Duty I've been kind of ass on recently. I just haven't been playing video games, and when I do play video games, it's just like wrestling games or a little bit of Arma, Daisy, etc. So my reaction time and my FPS skills are a little on the weaker side. So don't mind me. It's gonna get better. We got Borderlands 4 coming up here. I think it's next month, and then we have Battlefield 6, obviously the month after that, and then we have a bunch of other games coming out, and then obviously next year we have GTA 6. So lots of big things coming. Big FPS is coming. But without further ado, let's get into the nit and grit of this video. So first big thing is how many levels are in the beta. As far as I'm concerned, or as far as I'm aware, is 20 levels. I have yet to see anyone past 20. If there is, they might not be that ranked yet. So how you can gain access to the beta is pretty simple. Right now, if you are part of Battlefield Labs, you should check your emails, and there should be an option in there to go to the website, link your PSN, Xbox, or PC information, and you should be able to get access to the beta that way. You can also get a code for watching 30 minutes of Battlefield 6 gameplay on Twitch, which if you watch this video when this uploads, directly after this upload is live, I'll be streaming for an hour or two, so you can come in, watch for 30 minutes, and get a code, and you guys can play as early as tomorrow. If you cannot get a code, then expect the beta to go live on, I think it's Saturday, it's the 9th of August, free for everybody. There'll be 2 separate weekends. We've went over those weekends in a previous video, so just go ahead and check that video out if you want to go over the weekends and the dates. But those are the 2 or 3 big ways you're going to be able to get access to the beta. There does not appear to be any pre-order incentive to get access to the beta, so if you pre-order, you're not going to get access to it, which is nice and sucks for the people that pre-order it. So, I mean, it depends on how your outlook is on it. Someone like me who's waiting to pre-order it, I'm probably going to pre-order it sometime next month, I'm assuming, just depending on schedule. But that's the plan. So it's nice for me not to pre-order to get access to it, but I do know that some people have pre-ordered already. Does suck that they don't get early access, unless they do the 2 things beforehand. Some of the rewards you're going to get, there's some emblems and some calling cards. There's 2 character skins, one at rank 15, I believe it is, and the second one you have to spot 300 players while as recon. There's a new weapon blueprint, get 50 kills while running assault. And then there's a couple other small things. I think one of them was get a certain amount of kills, and then you can get a free charm. It's like a little dog tag charm, so that's pretty cool. Nothing crazy. And the challenges are quite grindy. For one of the calling cards, you have to get repair a vehicle for 3,000 points, which is a lot. So, you know, if you're going to be doing for those challenges, start them early. I'm not really rushing to get any of them. I got the one I wanted, which was the weapon skin. And I'm going to grind to rank 20 so I can get one of the character skins, but I'm really not stressing all too much because those rewards aren't too special, especially because if I pre-order, I'm probably going to get the Phantom Edition, which means I got a bunch of skins there that are much better. So, but those are the options you have. Guns are pretty balanced so far that I've seen. The only gun, in my personal opinion, that needs a lot of love is actually the one in the gameplay you're seeing right now, which is the AK-205, I believe it's called. Very weak, has no recoil, absolutely 0. I mean, this thing's an absolute laser beam, but it is very weak, and it does struggle to compete against a lot of the assault rifles and carbines. Time to kill seems pretty solid right now. I'm having the same problem I had in BO6, but it's a lot more manageable in this game, where it feels like sometimes I'm mag dumping somebody and then I'm getting one shot in return. It could just be because it's the beta, so I'm assuming this will probably be something that we'll see change going forward for the initial launch. Most people that I've heard talk about the game are okay with the TTK, so that might not get changed. It just really depends from their statistics on their side, depending on how well they think it is. In terms of the abilities that we have, nothing really jumps out at me. The only thing that's kind of off to me that does make sense is usually support is LMG explosives, but they have made assault your baseline class. Then they made medic. They turned medic into engineer, and made engineer have the RPGs. Engineer is the one that has primarily the SMGs. Support is now the medic class, but it's under support, so it still says support, but it is the medic class, and it's LMGs that are the primary focus, which I think is interesting. And then it looks like Recon is still the same as Recon before, but Recon now has C4s. So strange. Why C4s are not in the engineer class, but you have C4s on the Recon class. Very, very strange. And now this is very different from the last couple of years of Battlefield, where, Battlefield 1 and 5, you had medics as their own class, and medics were usually the lighter weapons. So like for Battlefield 5, for example, a lot of your SMGs and a lot of your carbines, like your M1A12, etc., like your VAR-43, those were medic weapons, right? And then your rifles for your assault rifles were for your assault class, which are like, M1 Grands, STGs, bolt action rifles, etc., and then LMGs and support, and then Recon had sniper rifles. So just kind of odd that they combined support and medic. Just thought that was kind of odd, but it is what it is. Leveling up seems pretty easy right now in the beta. I do believe they do have the XP turned up. I don't think this is going to be how it is at launch. I do think weapon level XP needs to stay the same, my personal opinion. Because as of right now, if they do the mastery challenges, which I believe is what they're probably going to do, which is like a mastery, kind of like what they did with Battlefield 2042, where you got kills and XP, and you could level your guns up, and then you could get them season rank, and then season 2, season 3, etc., and they would have different badges on them. I kind of think that's the route they're going with this game again, and I have a feeling if they don't keep the XP this way, I feel like it might be rough, because right now it does appear that about 3 to 4 kills will get you a level up, if that. Especially if you're playing objective, you gotta level up quicker. But if it's like 2042, it's gonna be rough, because I think 2042's overall level grinding system was pretty bad. It took a while to get those weapons to a decent rank. But we'll have to wait and see, but I think right now it's good. But I do have a feeling player and weapon level is probably gonna get reduced. I would say it's about 70-30 chance that it'll get reduced. But we'll just have to wait and see on that long term. Maps play pretty good. I feel like a lot of these are like, please all play. They all play like a battle, like a Call of Duty ground war map, but on a Battlefield game, which is quite odd. But that's just my take on it. They don't really play like a Battlefield map almost. It plays more like a COD map, where there's a lot of close quarter combat and a couple big roadways where you obviously have the tanks. But that's just my outlook on it anyway. Now, some other things that I've noticed too, attachments, not a whole lot of options for optics and attachments and stuff, so I'm hoping that's something that's just a beta thing, and that we'll probably get more of at launch, I'm hoping, because right now it's not looking too good with that. Overall, the game feels good. The controls make more sense and feel better on this than 2042, but I will say one of the settings for assault that really confuses me is shotguns are left on the D-pad instead of triangle to switch between the shotgun and primary, which is so odd. I think it's because they're considering it a gadget, even though it's not a gadget, it's just a secondary weapon, which means when you hit triangle, all you're hitting and going to is a pistol. In my opinion, they should just do something similar to what a lot of the other first-person shooter games are starting to do, in terms of having multiple weapons instead of just two, and that is having press triangle for one primary, press it again for the other primary, and then double tap it for a rapid tap it or hold tap it for the secondary pistol. That's what, in my opinion, it should have been, and maybe we'll see something down the line where you can change that, but I doubt it. Otherwise, there's not much else. Ranks seem pretty good right now, like I said. The only problems I've seen with the game at the current moment is just spawns are really bad. Like, it'll let you spawn on an objective, and you'll just get completely raped by a tank sitting in the middle of the road. Like, I've literally spawned in front of a tank on stream earlier, and it was just like, why? Why is that a spawn? So I hope the spawns are looked at a little bit. I know Battlefield's spawns are always a little bit harder to nail down just because of the chaoticness of the game. Vehicles seem pretty balanced. I do feel like tanks are actually terrifying in this game compared to previous Battlefields where tanks were kind of like, two AT guys could fuck up a tank, no problem, and it would be like nothing. And the tanks feel like they're actually important. And tanks are very weak in certain spots, so that's really good too. So they're not completely bulletproof. So rockets are only doing about 25 to 30 damage per rocket on a tank, but you can 2-tap light tanks and I believe 3-tap heavy tanks from the rear where the engine is, which I think is really cool and actually shows that it's a weak point. So when you shoot it, even when you shoot it with the light guns, like the anti-tank, anti-personnel guns on the infantry fighting vehicles, like the Bradleys, you can actually see a color difference for the hit detection, so that shows you that you're hitting something that is a critical point, which I think was really good. I think that was needed desperately. I think it just plays really well. The only thing I haven't got to try out yet is the air vehicles, so the jets and helis. I just can't seem to find them. I played Conquest, I played pretty much all the modes, and those vehicles just aren't appearing for me. I don't know if I'm just getting unlucky with the maps pull or what. I know they're in the beta because I've seen people playing on Twitch with them, but I haven't gotten lucky enough to get a match where they're playable. So hopefully I get to play those in the next couple of days, but we'll have to wait and see. What else? The camo system is not implemented in the beta, but I am very interested to see what that's going to be like going forward. I'm wondering if they're going to go down the road of Call of Duty, where there's a mastery camo grind, where every camo can get gold, diamond, and then a mastery camo, which I would actually kind of hope for. Maybe they could be just kill challenges, like get 100 kills, 200 kills, 1,000 kills, whatever, to get the mastery camo. But I think it would be cool to have a mastery grind. But they could also go down the road of Battlefield 1 and 5, where I think Battlefield 1 you could get gold guns through battle packs, which I don't think we're going to get this year. Battlefield 5 had, what did they have? They had, what the fuck is it called? Contracts. I think they had like contracts or something, intels, and basically you do like there's like 4 challenges, and you had to do 2 of the 4, and you could choose which 2 you wanted to do, which were pretty cool. There was like get 20 kills prone, get 20 kills hip fire, 20 aim kills, 20 hard scopes, 20 no scopes, or whatever the challenges were. You could go attachments, and then you could put all the attachments together and then get a gold gun. So I'm very interested to see if that's something they go down the road, or if they go completely different and they do like 2042, where 2042 didn't have any mastery camos and it just had a red outline on all the mechanisms when you got the season 1 or preseason rank on each gun. So we'll have to wait and see. I'm hoping for either a full-blown camo system, gold, diamond, maybe a mid-tier camo, like a platinum or iridescent or something, and then like a mastery camo. But, that obviously would mean a lot of grinding, which, again, I don't think would be a necessarily bad thing with this game. This game feels more pleasant of an experience than Black Ops 6. And is definitely more pleasant than Battlefield 2042. So right now it's looking pretty good, but we'll have to wait and see. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been a basic breakdown of the beta, and I'll have more gameplay of it soon. I had a gameplay earlier, but for some reason it just didn't save the gameplay, but when I go to edit it, it just doesn't it's not there, so I'm not too sure what the hell happened with that gameplay. But I'll be live as much as possible over the next couple of days. Probably a little like an hour or two after work every day, so like 9 o'clock ish I'll be live, but it just really depends. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy the beta and enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you're wondering why there's an echo, by the way, this video, I am in a new house. I just moved, and I don't have anything to counter echoes. But hopefully within the next couple of weeks, I'll have my stuff back in this house, and I'll be able to figure this echo situation out. Once I get some shit in here, it shouldn't be too bad. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.